Hi guys, welcome to Dimitra's Dishes. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a strawberry Napoleon cake. I've had so many requests to make this video and I'm bringing it to you especially for the people who come and visit me at the cafe. They've had this and they love it and everybody wants to know how to make it, so I'm going to be teaching you how to make it today. We make this in many different flavors at the cafe, and if you want to know how to make our other flavors like our chocolate hazelnut and just all the other flavors that we make, comment down below and I will bring those recipes to you as well. Let's go over the ingredients and then we're going to get started. So I have some vanilla pastry cream here. I've made this recipe over and over again on the channel and I'll link down below where you can find this recipe. We need some fresh strawberries, some apricot jam, some confectioner sugar, and 3 sheets of puff pastry. Now, I rolled these out to be about 8.5 to 12 inches long, like a 8.5 to 12 inch rectangle. So all the instructions and the sizes and the measurements are going to be in the recipe down in the description box. Basically, puff pastry is sold in the freezer section, so you want to make sure that it thaws out. You can thaw it out overnight in your refrigerator or on the counter for about an hour or so. That's all it takes. What we're going to do is, this is called docking it. Basically, we're using a fork to pierce holes all around each sheet, and what that's going to do is it's going to help it rise evenly and kind of like release some of the air so it doesn't, rise too high. Just like that. The first step is done. Now I have this little mini baking pan. If you don't have one, you can use 2 of these half-sheet baking pans and put 2 sheets together and 1 on the other one. But basically we're just going to cover these with parchment paper. Then we're going to take another pan and put it on top. Same thing with the bigger pan. We're going to cover with parchment. Put another baking pan on top, and that's going to add weight and it's going to keep them from rising up too high. So my oven is preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. These are going to go in and we're going to bake these for 20 minutes, covered just like this. Then at the 20-minute mark, we're going to take them out, press them down, so if the puff pastry rose, it'll kind of flatten out a little bit more. And then we're going to uncover them, meaning take off the baking sheet and the baking paper, and then we're going to let them cook in the oven, bake at 400 degrees until they're nice and golden, another 10-15 minutes more. I'll show you what they look like when they come out. So my puff pastry took 35 minutes in the oven to cook, and this is what it should look like. When it comes out, it should be really crisp and golden, and your house should smell really buttery and delicious. I mean, you're just going to want to eat this pastry right away. But before we do that, we're going to continue slicing our strawberries. Our strawberries are sliced, our pastry is trimmed. Now time to fill our pastry bag with pastry cream. Now I have a plastic pastry bag with a star tip attached to it, and I'll put links down below where you can get it. This just makes life so much easier. If you don't have a pastry bag, go ahead and cut a hole on the bottom of a Ziploc or a plastic resealable bag. That'll do as well. I made my pastry cream early this morning. You could also make it up to a day or 2 ahead of time. There we go. And this pastry cream is rich and custardy and delicious, and it's just going to make this Napoleon even more beautiful and tasty. So now the next step is to take but that doesn't matter, you'll see why. To take 1 layer of our puff pastry, and then we're going to put apricot jam. Now I'm using apricot jam. It goes really well with the strawberries and the pastry cream. You can leave it out if you don't like it, or use your favorite jam. We're just going to use a nice thin layer. I would say about half a cup of jam is what you need, and you want to go all around and spread it to the edges. And then we're going to put our strawberries on top of this. We're just going to make 1 nice layer of strawberries. Just like that. And then we're going to take our pastry cream and we're going to seal the bag really tight by twisting it and hold it like a ball in our palm. And then we're just going to make little swirls all over the top of the strawberries, and every time it loosens up, then we're just going to tighten it a little bit more, and it's going to help the pastry cream release easily. And this is gonna make beautiful ribbons. We're not even gonna smooth this out because it's gonna look so nice once the whole thing is together. I'm gonna refill my bag, and then I'm gonna continue doing this, putting the pastry cream on top of the strawberries, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the second layer of puff pastry. I'm gonna do a layer of jam, strawberries, and pastry cream until we get to the top. All right, now we're gonna put our final layer on top. Look at how beautiful that looks already. And then on the top layer, we're not gonna do any more strawberries. We're just gonna do a nice layer, a nice dusting of confectioner sugar or powdered sugar for some nice sweetness, because we didn't add any sugar to this puff pastry. There's enough sweetness in the apricot jam and in the strawberries and of course the pastry cream. And there you have it, a beautiful Napoleon sheet cake. So I have a little bit of pastry cream, vanilla pastry cream left. If you wanted to, you could have went a little bit heavier on the pastry cream. This is a double batch right here, but extra pastry cream is never a problem at our house, I promise you. This will not go to waste, but take a look at this beauty. Just look at how nice it is. This would be so delicious at any summer table or really any holiday table as well. If you want to offer to bring dessert at the next potluck, you will definitely be a hero. This is just beautiful. It's as delicious as it looks, you guys. Now, this recipe is also very versatile. Like I said, you can use your favorite jam. If you're not a fan of apricot, you can leave it out. You can use mixed berries in this or whatever fruit is in season. The sky's the limit. We also make a chocolate hazelnut version of this with a hazelnut layer cake and like a chocolate hazelnut Nutella type spread in here. If you want me to teach you how to make that, comment down below and let me know. Now this can be served as is, but really it would be best if it sets for a few hours in the refrigerator. But if you've baked it properly, then it shouldn't be a problem as long as you are cutting it with a serrated knife. I'm going to carefully cut into this and hope it doesn't fall apart, just to show you what I mean. Now the best way to serve this is if you cut just long strips and then cut each strip in half. But if you let it set in the refrigerator for a little while, it will be much easier to cut this. Look at that. Beautiful. It's so delicious and so rustic and so gorgeous, just like that. Let's see if I can cut down the center without making it fall apart to get two pieces out of this. If you saw ever so gently with a serrated knife, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go. We did it. Look at that, you guys. Perfection. It smells amazing in here. This looks beautiful. Who would not want to be served this? I don't know, I can't think of even one person. The recipe will be down in the description box below, as well as on the website www.dimitrasdishes.com. Let me know what you think down below. If you make it, share pictures with me on Facebook and Instagram, and I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone.